The switch assembly consists of the brush ring and carbon brushes, the variable speed reversible switch, the control board, and the battery terminal. The assembly will fix any electrical problem with the tool except for a bad motor. Common switch assembly problems are the tool won't turn on, only turns on intermittently, no variable speed, won't reverse, motor sparking due to worn out brushes, and melted or broken battery contacts. Replacing the switch assembly is a repair that you can do yourself, and I'm going to show you how.
Hi, I'm Mark Socha.
Do-it-yourself repairs like these are easier than you might think. From lawn machines to cordless drills, kitchen mixers,
Outdoor grills.
our how-to videos walk you through each repair from start to finish. So doing it yourself means never having to do it alone.
Let's get started.
I'll begin by removing one half of the housing. I'll cut the label at the rear of the housing, and then I can separate the two halves. Now remove the two screws that secure the front housing to the plastic housing. With the screws removed, I can lift the motor and gearbox assembly away from the lower housing. Now I'll pull the brush springs away from the brushes. And with the tension off of the brushes, now I can separate the motor away from the brush ring. Now remove the switch assembly from the housing. I'll remove the screw that secures the control board to the housing. And now I can lift the components out. There's a spring behind the battery terminal. I'll want to be careful that I don't lose the spring as I remove this part. Now I can install the new switch assembly. I'll align the switch with the housing, working each component into the openings. For the terminal block, I'll be sure to remember to reinstall the spring. With the control board back into place, I'll secure it with the screw. And now I'll reinstall the brush card. At this point, I'm only concerned about routing the wires, as I'll need to leave it loose from the housing to reinstall the motor. Now I can reinstall the motor and gearbox assembly back into the housing. I'll slide the commutator through the brush card, and then place the brush springs back over the brushes. Now I'll align each of the components with the housing. The notches on the field need to align with tabs on the housings. You should have one notch pointing straight up. Also, I'll be sure to align the brush card. And then I'll tuck the brush card wires the rest of the way into the housing. And now I'll reinstall the housing. Now reinstall the screws that secure the gearbox to the motor housing. And now you can install a new switch assembly in your power tool. Be sure to check back often for new videos and expert advice. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up
And leave a comment.